Formative is so versatile for any classroom, but I'm going to focus on agriculture today. And so if we hit new formative, it allows us to create that formative and add our title. I'm going to focus this activity on seed, germination, and dispersal. And you can see that it does autosave. I'm going to simply copy this. I know that the title is there, but sometimes for students, it helps them to have a visual. So if we go add and text block, we're able to add a title here, potentially enlarge it as a header to help them visualize. As we continue to build, again, content that's going to help our students learn, it might be that we decide to add a matching component where we match the method of seed dispersal. And so, again, we type the instructions in right here. And so now I've got my instruction, match the method of seed dispersal to the image that best supports it. And so I might choose wind. And then when I go here, I might look for an image. And so you can actually search Google Images. And so I'm going to search for dandelion. Let it come up with the result, choose my image, and then add. And I would continue to do this for a variety of other seed dispersal methods. Note that one of the ways you can add an image is by actually adding the image URL. And so I could look for a cocklebur and a dog ear, right click, copy the image address, making sure, of course, to give appropriate credit, making sure the image is appropriately sourced. Paste that in. As long as it's got that JPEG or PNG, you'll be able to add that image. As you make your choices, you could allow partial credit. In continuing this sort of how can we help our students connect to these concepts, we are able to insert and embed an activity. And so if I choose embed, the great part is, and I'll use this parts of a seed example, we can actually go to a Quizlet that we might have created. I did not create this, Catherine Shields did. Choose embed, copy the embed code, and then that content can go directly into the formative as well. And it gives students the opportunity to kind of create that way. Building on that concept, maybe they've done some matching there. Now it's time for them to add content. And so we can add a picture, we can upload that picture. I'll add a seed diagram that I had saved. We'll see how the seed diagram converts and loads. Once it is there, we can go ahead and add that image. As we look at this, we have the ability to add questions directly on the image. And so if I wanted them to label this, I could click. I could choose short answer if I wanted to, and actually have them name this seed part. And I could continue to do that. I could use the duplicate. It would give me another question. I would then be able to drag to the next item. As a teacher, I am able to add a correct answer, and I can additionally add correct answers as we go through. So again, another great tool as far as helping students connect to some of these agriculturally related lessons. Maybe we want them to identify or review some factors that influence germination. There is a multiple selection piece. And so we could type in a question related to factors that influence germination. And once we have our question typed, we go in and we check the correct answers. If we notice we made a spelling mistake, we fix it. Check the correct answers. We can allow the order to be randomized. We can allow partial credit. So again, building on those concepts, I mentioned before, we can embed. It might be that we find a seed germination video and decide that we want to include that now that we've talked about factors influencing germination. And so we take that YouTube video, we embed it, and possibly we then add a question following that. And that might be, we could use something called free response. And it could be, what did you observe in the germination video? So essentially, I've just demonstrated how we can add text, how matching components can be supported, the ability to embed from Quizlet as well as other locations, adding an image and building questions on it, the multiple selection tool, and I just added this free response option. So what it looks like from the student view, if we go to the preview, we can actually see how students will see this particular formative that we have created. And so we're able to get the student view, we're able to kind of work out any kinks that we might see, and then we're able to build on it. Just a note, this free response, students are able to answer that with a variety of resources. So hopefully this short demo got you thinking about how agriculture and science classes as well can use the multitude of features that Formative does offer.